space to maneuver at the 40. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first.
Well, they didn't do a lot there to fool anyone. They just came right out and ran the football, but with great success, and that's the way you want to get things started. A nice quick opener for a big game.
They're going deep for Hill. This is caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Tyreek Hill, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 27-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
To Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
Is good.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Brett Maher is set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, you know, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chase Young. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. That's complete. Okuebunam. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
And the Washington first down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That good for 19 and a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the Packers' 3-yard line.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown,
Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
Makes the
extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
5-yard line. The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Rodgers now to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Dillon, complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 11 yards there, first down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're doing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. That's out to the left and complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. Here we go on fourth down with Rodgers. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
On first down, it's Gibson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Here's Jackson to throw. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, Jackson. He'll get that complete to Alvaro. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Jackson from the shotgun. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Gain on the play. But it's 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
4th down.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
23-yard attempt.
Maher able to put this one through. And the route is on. It's 24-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Right back to him for 10 more and a first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off inside the 10. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 12 on the year. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead.
The kick is good.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Yeah, he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
4 brings up 3rd and 3.
A quick toss outright, and he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Packers take over at 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Operating from the gun, Rodgers firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Flush to his right. Touchdown, Packers! Aaron Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers get a score closer. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. It was Darnell Savage that time who was able to knock it away.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And he's got it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
Washington 38.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
If you know, that's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know,
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First down, Washington.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run it with Balaj. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 12 more yards there and another first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
And they'll try the option on first and goal. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
At the Packers' 7-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Third and goal, Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And certainly starting to appear that they might finally be about to suffer that first loss of the season. What a heck of a run through 3 months, though, but they trail big here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, "What was that all game?" or maybe just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game, because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top running back.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Troy Apke. 20. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
Brett Maher on for the extra.
Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big fourth quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
On first down, Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And incomplete on the deep ball. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 19. Looking deep for Adams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a big play for the Pack on 3rd. 51 yards in Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. That's going to be caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
And incomplete.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off the pass.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show.
Complete to Tyreek.
We got a plane to catch.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
For Antonio.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson escaping the pressure right. That's complete. Okue-Bruno. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here. Time was the money. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. Trap 60. Here we go. 7's a Mike. Mike 7. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know. Mike 7. Mike 7.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Mike 2. Mike 2. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, that one caught by Gibson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Complete to Antonio Gibson. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Jackson is going to find Hill here. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. So it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.